Quella.
How are we doing?
Ci siamo.
Sì.
Oh, Amit. Picciotti.
Perché siamo solo noi. We can have a party for the 2K back of Ethereum.
No, 100K Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Ay, Dio mio.
Let's
Tanto
see.
bello. Very good. No, we're looking good. All the AIs. Sara! Come stiamo?
Sei muto, Sara?
Sempre meglio. Sempre più salato. I went to visit Chicho yesterday at the he was working at the Molino. You know Molino.
Mulino.
Molino.
Mm-hmm.
Ding dong. All right, here we go. Eccoci. All right. Molto bene. Molto bene.
Ciao a tutti.
Ciao Matteo.
Ciao.
Stera, dove sei?
Da Ciccio.
Ah, da Ciccio.
Sì, stiamo piantando le luffe.
Ah, la mufa?
Luffa.
Good. Ciccio needs a good exfoliation.
Che piantiamo la muffa next level, bellissimo.
Good. You can rub your butt with the loofah.
La muffa.
Ottimo. Okay. Well. All right. Let me. I don't. Okay. Let me share. Let me share this real quick. We have a lot of information. All right. I just wrote down some notes. Oh boy, hold on. Okay. Okay, let me share the meeting notes.
Aspetta, mi siedo di là.
All right, let me start with, okay. All right, so this, I've been keeping track of all of the grant money that we've been receiving.
Mm-hmm.
And the new totals are the region coordination and then the octant round. Now the octant round, we got 8 ETH, and at today's prices, 1 ETH is 2,000 euros, or no, $2,000. But the thing with the octant round is that most important is that we plan. Right now we're in planning stage, so we don't have to spend this money today. So hopefully the price of ETH goes up, and we will have a lot more money 6 months from now. Yeah.
And on that, I have one proposal at the end of the discussion. Just an idea that came to my mind before.
Okay, great. Today we've already been paid the region coordination global round, so we got $3,000 there. So we've just spent about 1,600 euros to buy irrigation for Butterfly Hill. We have a receipt, a fattura, And then basically over the next week, we're going to be working to install that irrigation, and then we don't have to pray for rain anymore. So yeah, right now the focus is just getting that installed. So we'll do that next week. The money is not so important. I think what's more important, and I'll show you guys. Okay, so let's share this. So this is a little bit. So region coordination is a collection of Refi DAO, the Green Pill Network, and then a Cello Public Goods, and a bunch of different refi projects together. And so region coordination organized this round. They had about $90,000 in matching funding. Most importantly is they were able to come up with an evaluation playbook. I need to find it. Okay, here, region coordination global. Okay. So there were, I think, 50 projects that were a part of the project. And what's important here is that once the, okay, so we have these matching fund rounds. Most of it is a popularity contest. People just say, oh, I know this name, I know this person, I'll just donate to them. But nobody's really tracking, once the money is given, how are the projects utilizing the money to do what they say they're going to do. And so this this round introduced something new called impact quadratic funding. So the amount of money that you're given from the matching pool is dependent on how much impact you're actually creating, and how they're tracking the impact is through Karma Gap. And Karma Gap, GAP is Grant Accountability Protocol. And so we have our Karma Gap page. I am writing all of the updates as best I can, but of course there's a lot more happening beyond just what I'm seeing. And so now in the next phase is everybody here, especially people that receive funding from Refi Sicilia, needs to be reporting on their activities. And the more that we report, the better the better our profile looks, the higher our impact score is, the more matching funds that we get. So I just want to go over this really quickly. What's very interesting is that we're using Karma Gap and we're getting all of this data, right? This data is then fed through different AI prompts. And so, for example, detailed criteria. So these are all prompts. So how well does this project contribute to increasing awareness, engagement, adoption, and development of Web3? This includes how well the project raises visibility. So this question, we give ChatGPT the project information from their Karma Gap profile. And then we ask it this question. And then we ask it all of these questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it gives us a score. And so we run it through multiple AI programs, and then we have a human evaluator come in and review it as well. And so let me find the project information. Let's see. Okay, I think this is it. Espanol, no. Here it is. Project evaluation reports. Okay, so these are all of the projects that participated in the region coordination round. And each project, so we'll start with us. So each project, we have all of our Karma Gap data is here. So all of our milestones, all of the past grants that we've been participating in. And then it runs it through the AI, right? And so the AI is reading all of our data and it gives us a score. So for increasing awareness, engagement, and adoption of Refi Web 3, we get a 7 out of 10 score, which is very high. Criterion 2, increase awareness, adoption, development, and financial activity on Celo, Ethereum, blah, 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 6 out of 10. So these are our scores. This is what the AI score is. But maybe there's more. Hold on. So there's a lot of data here. There's a lot of good feedback. And like, for example, I said we planted 1,000 trees, but like, could we have had better data on that, right? Like how many mutual aid events did we do? How many people participated? Like, so now the question is, how do we do better reporting on our activities? And so yeah, this is just showcasing like how this process is evolving. I think there's two things happening. One is like we're getting better reporting. So in the future, for any grants, quadratic funding, the better our reporting is, the better we're going to do. The second thing is there's going to be less money for funding these types of projects, or at least from Gitcoin. And so right now we really have to think and plan, how do we evolve Refi Sicilia to survive beyond just relying on grants? Fortunately, right, we've raised so far, we've raised $43,000, and that number is going to go up because of Octant 7. We have a treasury of 8 ETH. I'm still waiting on the payout, but it's going to happen, and basically we'll have to figure out how we want to manage that treasury. So the other interesting thing I want to, so there is this region coordination global round, right? And they were using this impact scoring, which is very innovative, right? Very rigorous, very new. The best, like not just Refi, but any grant program, this is probably the most transparent, the most robust reporting that has ever happened in the history of humanity. So what we've done is we have this Refi Mediterranean round that we ran. And so we were able to get $10,000 in matching funds. And we had 12 different projects from around the Mediterranean, including Refi Sicilia, Refi Italia, Liminal Village. And so same thing, we ran it through Claude, we ran it through ChatGPT, and then we had a human evaluate the scores. And we get this like average number. And then we get some comments, some feedback. And so what we're proving is we can take this process and apply it to the buyer regional level. And that's really important. And we could even take this process and apply it to our local level as well. And so we're getting really good at this process and getting a lot of feedback and showing that if you give us money, this is how we will spend it and we can prove it. So this is our Karma Gap profile. And this gives us our project information. We also have like people can endorse us. It's showing all of our grants that we've participated in. All of this information is stored on the blockchain. So all of this is public.
Sorry, Anthony, while you say that, sorry, I interrupt you. While you said that you can just share the link so we don't forget, or later.
The link for the Karma Gap?
Yeah. Because yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, cool.
Claudia, do you have your voice?
I have a shitty voice, so that's why I'm typing.
Okay. This evaluation is to be accepted in the round. You mean our past activity or something
Yeah.
else?
I mean, it is for getting accepted in future rounds. That's why it's important now. Or is it also what you did before for this round to get accepted to this round?
So this was the first time that we did impact reporting. And okay. So last year, some of the rounds were like, hey, everybody should use Karma Gap. But it wasn't obligatorio. It was just like more facultativa. But now, starting this round, they were using the data from Karma Gap to develop the scoring, which ultimately led to how much money you're getting at the end. And so now everybody's realizing, the better reporting I do for the next round will be better. But also there might be retro funding. So maybe retroactive, but it doesn't matter. The better reporting that we do now, the better it's going to be for us in the future, and also potentially for retro funding. And so what's important is here, like we have our team, right? But we can be having more people, we can be making more updates, right? And so it's really important that for each of these rounds, so like Octant Epic 7, so we have this milestone, and the milestone is we want to onboard more farms. This is expansion with funny more farms. Okay. Some of this is a little redundant because milestones is actually roadmap. But either way, onboard 10 syntropic agroforestry farms. And so this is kind of the point that we're at is, okay, we've gotten this funding, we've got this interest, we've got all of these people that like Raphael, they need plants, right? What do our projects need within our community, within our network? Like, how do we come together, budget together? Like, what do we actually have the capacity for? And so we have this greenhouse at Butterfly Hill. We can be, producing plants, selling the plants, making revenue. This is all about creating a business model, not just for Butterfly Hill, but for all of the partner farms, the whole bioregion. And so this is kind of the step that we're at now is how do we plan for the next 6 to 12 months? And okay, we want to do an agroforestry school. We want to bring in the next wave of farms. This is just one part of the big plan, right? And there's a lot more happening, but with the Octant funding, we have to figure out how do we want to utilize it, but we really need to have like figure out what we're doing, because of course all of this fits together, right? Like every partner project that wants to participate needs like a profile page where people can adopt a tree. Like we need to be selling olive oil. We need to be doing all of these things, bringing in revenue, bringing in funding, bringing in participation. And so we have a lot of things that we can be doing with, not just the website, but, different integrations. So rifai confidi. Sebastiano, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's my proposal. I don't know if you confidi. It's an Italian thing. It's just like when someone helps you get a loan. It's an institutional thing. I don't know this.
So when somebody says, "I will sign,"
You say I need 10K, you go to the bank says, okay, you need someone that guarantees for you. So you go to the confidi,
Sure.
which is the one that gives you the guarantee on that loan. And then if you don't pay the loan, the bank get paid by the confidi, and then it's the confidi that asks you the money. Okay, so why I arrived at this idea, because we have these 8 to 10, let's say we have 10 ETH. Instead of spend the ETH, we can yes, Sara. Please.
Scusate ragazzi, Sebastiano, potresti parlare in italiano perché io e
Sì,
Ciccio
assolutamente.
i
Sì,
tecnici
assolutamente.
in inglese
Ciao, ragazzi.
non li...
Ciao. Ok.
Ciao.
Allora, sì. Antonio, se c'è qualcosa che non capisci, ma credo che hai capito. La questione è questa qua. Un confidi in Italia è un istituto regolamentato, cioè ci sono in tante città, non fanno le banche di per sé, ma prestano garanzie per le imprese di solito. Al posto prestano le garanzie, questo è quello che fanno. Cioè, tu sei un'impresa che hai bisogno di 10.000 euro, vai alla banca e la banca ti dice: no, tu non hai abbastanza garanzie per poterti fare il prestito. Arriva il confidi e dice: tu mi paghi una fee, quindi tu mi paghi un X, e la garanzia contro la banca te la faccio io. Ok, quindi che significa? Significa che l'azienda non deve mettere a garanzia o a ipoteca il suo macchinario o il suo capannone, e riesce comunque a prendere diciamo, il finanziamento. Questo qua più o meno è il processo dei confidi proprio nel mondo, in Italia. Perché mi è venuta questa idea? Perché avendo noi questi Ethereum bloccati, non dico bloccati, comunque questi Ethereum, invece di spendere gli Ethereum, li mettiamo come controgaranzia in un lending protocol tipo compound. Cioè significa, servono $1.000 per Butterfly Hill, ok? Siccome questa è una roba di finanza decentralizzata abbastanza sottile, però che cosa potremmo fare noi? Invece di dare i $1.000 direttamente a Butterfly Hill, chiediamo di dare ad esempio la metà del collaterale, quindi $250 in questo caso, e gli altri 250 glieli mettiamo noi. Non funziona esattamente in questo modo, ma giusto per farvi capire qual è la questione. Cioè noi blocchiamo i nostri Ethereum tutti quanti e prendiamo prestiti. Come ripaghiamo questi prestiti? Come diceva Antonio, vendendo on-chain gli alberi con gli adopt tree, vendendo i prodotti, eccetera, eccetera. Antonio, how much do you get of that discussion?
100%, però no, ok. No, continue.
No, è finita qua, era giusto un'idea che mi era venuta.
E poi questo dici, Sebastiano, per poter poi vendere gli Ethereum quando si alzano e nel frattempo avere liquidità?
Esattamente, cioè intanto per non toglierci liquidità e comunque sia. Vai.
Ok.
Ideally, we are staking the ETH, and then we
Yeah.
are
Yeah, he's not
taking out loans, taking out a loan, a DeFi loan.
Yeah. My idea is to take out DeFi loan. Yeah, it should work with DeFi, all that stuff.
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, so right now, the question is, how do we onboard the next 10 syntropic agroforestry farms while using Sylvie, while using the commitment pools? And this is just the syntropic agroforestry. There's other situations with fire, with the Monitsa, with other aspects of the regenerative economy. And so this is where we need to become more organized. Like, so for example, I asked Claudia, we can create a business plan for Butterfly Hill. The goal is, and Rafael is a great example, right? Like, somebody wants to participate. How do you start from zero? Or are people starting from zero? Like, also, just another example, like Liliana at the Volpe Vento farm. They already have machines, they already have trees, but it's a monoculture. And so there's a process that needs to happen, and we have to report on everything. And so this is like more of the like, for example, Chicho, I was talking with Chicho yesterday. Chicho wants to put in the greenhouse and the sorbatoio, and everybody needs like a Christmas gift. Everybody has like a Christmas wish list. And of course we can be growing the plants in the vivaio, and that will save us money and we can earn revenue. And there's a lot of other things that we can be doing, like with the tree adoption. But I was thinking, like, in reality, the Butterfly Hill needs to at least make like 20,000 euros a year just to keep operations going, and to cover costs. And so these are just some of the things I'm thinking about. And I know the liquidity is out there. We just have to structure, like, if we have a website, we have some of these modules plugged in, and so we can, how do we prioritize? And also too, like, more of the grant funding is going to be for the open source software. Like, the big thing is the grant money for the region stuff is I wouldn't say it's going to be lower, but it's not going to be like it was before. Or maybe not, I don't know. Now we have this reporting process, Karma Gap is being involved. Like, we have the best reporting in the industry now. So maybe it might change. But the revenue, we need to start thinking about revenue.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, talking about revenue, we have already, like, Butterfly Hill can produce a little bit. Talking about the greenhouse, we can produce all the pioneers plant that any future project will need. So we have the genetical material, we have enough material to make for another project. And yeah, and some, we can also make some formazione, so we can start, instead of asking for volunteering, which is actually we're giving more than what we're taking from people, because they, most of the time, they don't know what is need to be done. So we can ask for a little bit of we can ask for a refund. So Butterfly Hill, I think, it's already in the capacity to produce a little bit of income.
So with, okay, so if we are, for example, making olive oil, so we plant the olive tree, but we know it's going to take 3 years before the olive is going to be in production. And so is there a way to, and this is where DeFi is really useful, is to say, well, in the future we will produce, but we need the cash today. And so maybe this is where the Convidi, what did you say?
Confidi?
Confidi, yes.
Yeah.
Sebastian.
Because ideally, we've planted, at Butterfly Hill, at least, we planted around 280 olive trees. We actually have the exact number. So we have I've logged 279 olive trees. Yeah, so we did a new drone flyover, so we've got new data.
Wow. That's pretty precise.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the dead. There's one dead.
Oh, wait, but actually it's funny because they have the dead trees. The cemetery. Because we're developing the model, right? So ideally every farm is uploading to Sylvie. We're putting credits into the commitment pool. We are reporting on the Karma Gap. We've got, like, our Adopt a Tree campaign. And yeah, so this is like the model, right? The model is getting clearer the more that we practice it. and of, you know, every project is going to be at a different level of development, or we just, you know, get, you know, can acquire new land as well. But
Yeah,
don't think we
and
yeah.
we can also try to involve the, I don't know, like the Inferno Food Forest. They do a lot of plantings each time. We can involve other people.
Yeah, yeah. I think the next step is to just see like who actually wants to participate in this, right? And
Yeah, but you know, we uh, at some point there are some numbers that we did in the last year. So the numbers are, I don't want to be greedy, are the money. So when I spoke with Antonio and the others, I said, "Oh, we will do this stuff, and then we will." But actually, we did. So at some point, we have to say, "Okay, you have to spend 2 days doing your reporting, and then some money will arrive from the rifai ecosystem." It's not an ideal stuff. It's not something that it can be in the future. It's something that we did, and we have the proof. I received also my for the Carato planting. I received all my proof of plantings from Sylvie.
Sylvie?
So from Sylvie, yeah, I received two.
You did get paid.
Yeah, get paid. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I'm still waiting.
I get paid for some actually,
Okay,
but
yeah.
not all of them. Yeah.
I think they have to manually approve each tree, each payout by hand.
Yeah.
But we have from our treasury, we have like, yes, it would be great to get the Sylvie funding, and it will come eventually. What we have now is to say who wants to participate, what are your needs, if you need help with design, if you need help finding trees, if you need help with training, if you need help like access to tools, like these are things, this is what people need. And everybody's needs are different. And yeah, just figuring out like how we want to organize. But we need a new website. We need like, it would be great to just have a place where people can just donate funding directly. Like we don't want to wait for Gitcoin grants every time. And so
we can start a Migo page to do that. With Migo we can, I worked on Migo side, let's say to integrate Migo in any website. So we have a kind of React widget. So when we recreate our website, we can also include directly Migo in our website too. So the user don't have to go forth and back from Migo platform and so on. So it will be pretty straightforward to include one donation event, and then we will have also the reporting. And there's also the other thing that we can add is to let's say create smart contracts, custom smart contracts on the Migo platform. For example, one for the donation, one for the local events for the mutuo aiuto. So also on chain, we will not be aggregated to the Migo tickets public contract as we are now. This is one thing, and we can do it on Silo.
yeah, well, this opens up the open source software grant funding, right? We're just shifting, we're doing the same thing. We're just actually, because there's more funding for open source software than there is for tree planting.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know. That's me. Also, Rafa can give us an help. We can build whatever we want. Actually, we can of course. Yeah,
I know we can build whatever we want. It's to say that we did build it and to get the grant funding for it, right?
Yeah.
Because right now I will just lament personally, because if we go to all right, so this was the Octant funding, and you can go to, they've got really good like dashboard. And so if we look at the top projects, like this one doesn't even use Web3. Neither does this one, but this one's really sad because it's like they're just like trying to give clean water to people in Gaza. Atlantis, like great. Gainforce, great. Open Collective, like they have nothing to do with rifai, but they got 24 ETH because the guy who created this is well known. And they're actually just like open source software. They're not regen software. And so imagine like if we're you know, for open source software, like these are the funding that you get. And so yeah, I just think we can be flexing our software muscles as much as we're flexing our syntropic muscles. And Sebastiano, I see you got your guns. You got your guns out.
Yeah. No. To me, it's completely fine. I don't know. I'm more a backend and solid developer. I really lack in front end. But last few weeks, I just used the AI massively just to do whatever I have to do with the front end. It can be shit in the graphic, but I don't know, it works. And then maybe we have to find someone to polish the things. By the way, yes, we have to just start understanding what we want to do. For example, for the website, again, we just need the contents. If we have the contents, we can use the same graphic and then clean the parts we have to clean, and then we can.
Yeah, well, I think Claudia and Gabor are capable of. Claudia can do the content, and Gabor can do the front-end development.
Yeah, I'm working more on the content and more the UX part, and Gabor is more for the front end part.
Super. So we have a team. We can do whatever we want.
Pa-pa-ra-pa, pa-pa-ra.
I just posted the website. whatever you want to change, Claudia, on the website.
Like
just
everything.
Ask me. Yeah. In terms of course, in terms of text and maybe also parts. If you give me a guidance, I can follow the guidance and push it as soon as possible.
Okay.
It's very simple to do all the stuff. Yeah.
I shared the not to change the subject, but the guy from Hypercerts, like I told him if we wanted to make a hypercert for the Guardiania, he was really interested in that. And so maybe there is something we can develop just to say, okay, well, we were here for this many hours, these people participated, we covered this much area. We could make a hypercert for the Guardiania, but it also comes down to like who's going to buy that. And so maybe if we want to include there's already an EcoCert marketplace that's been developed by Gainforce. Let me see if I can find it. But anyways, the more reporting that we do, the more proof of what we're actually doing, the better.
But Antonio, one thing, we can use Mastodon as our reporting platform too.
Yes, but nobody really. I don't know if we did it like why people didn't want to use it, or like the changing habits, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. But again, if it's for the, I don't know, it's something that is for the good of the entire project. It's not so much effort to do a copy paste from Facebook to whatever.
If we're able to just, and we already have the social.rifai.com, if we're able to just put that into the website, Like the more we can aggregate all of our activity into the website, the better.
I don't know because it's an hosted platform. We let's say I don't have. We have to understand if there are some APIs or something like that from Mastodon. I don't know. We have to check it.
Okay, well, this is the marketplace for all of the hypercerts. So just to give you an idea, it's interesting. The big thing is getting it verified, which is out of our control. But yeah, I mean, anyways, gives you the same info. But yeah, the website redesign is definitely going to be important. But Claudia, I feel like Claudia's got a good idea on what we can include, and we can kind of set up maybe like a small working group around that. And I wanted to share, like, there's a lot of things that are evolving in the refi space, and how do I translate that and share that with the rest of the group so that we know what to do and we can be doing better reporting and utilizing all of the different tools. Sarah, do you have any, do you want to talk about the Fenice
About-
event?
Sì, allora, Fenice Verde ci ha invitato a partecipare a un evento a Palermo, alla Fiera del Mediterraneo, alla quale parteciperanno, in questo evento parteciperanno tutte le associazioni che si occupano della problematica degli
Scusa,
incendi.
Sara, è
Sì.
quello del 17 che dicevamo?
Sì,
Ok,
sì.
ok.
Quindi siamo stati ufficialmente invitati a presentare Rifai Sicilia e poi si apriranno dei tavoli di lavoro in cui proprio si apriranno delle discussioni per fare delle proposte concrete, cioè come gestire il problema degli incendi, come può contribuire ogni associazione. E vabbè, Emiliano mi diceva che loro vorrebbero puntare a creare un sistema di coordinamento regionale di tutto il lavoro di tutte le associazioni, quindi creare questo coordinamento, fare in modo che tutto il lavoro di ogni associazione si intersechi bene l'uno con l'altra. E quindi siamo stati invitati, abbiamo 10 minuti di presentazione e 5 minuti per le domande del pubblico, e poi ci sarà un pranzo e nel pomeriggio si aprono questi tavoli di lavoro. E la mia domanda è, a parte la presentazione di Rifai Sicilia, cioè io pensavo che secondo me una presentazione efficace deve essere molto concreta in questo caso, quindi dire cosa propone Rifai Sicilia nel concreto in merito alla problematica degli incendi, cioè farla molto, molto diretta, molto andare
Se
diritti al
posso,
punto.
se posso, secondo me, il gruppo Guardiani dei Boschi e Rifai Sicilia devono appunto essere in qualche modo accorpati, o meglio, nel senso parlare di cosa chiaramente si occupa la Guardiania e come Rifai può integrare il modello che portiamo avanti per renderlo sostenibile anche economicamente o comunque anche organizzativamente. Quindi riuscire a accorpare, a fare in modo che passino insieme queste, o una dopo l'altra, perché io molto probabilmente spero poter andarci, quindi eventualmente possiamo fare anche una specie di cosa, ehm, come dire, diciamo accorpato, una accorpata all'altra.
Esatto, e magari sfruttare anche più minuti, cioè se accorpiamo 2 interventi possiamo avere anche più tempo per discutere delle nostre proposte.
Sì,
Perché
esatto.
la scaletta di Emiliano sono scorporate però le cose, se le uniamo abbiamo 10 minuti in più praticamente.
One of the ideas is, should we be paying for, so the work that the Guardiani are doing is unpaid currently, but we have to like pay that work with regenerative products.
Yeah, I think we can also discuss. Sorry.
No, I was just saying,
you-
it's like, I'm just thinking, okay, if we're saving the forest, we should be paying back with the forest.
yeah,
So,
that's I think like the wonderful thing would be like to pay the community, or like to not pay it if the fire comes.
yeah,
So
exactly.
a
Like
kind
we
of
could,
you know.
if we were to give like some olive oil credits, that may be interesting.
Ok.
If everybody were to say, hey, we're going to put this much olive oil to the fire prevention. So there's a lot of crazy things we can do. Like, we don't even have to. Okay, so one of the ideas that I've had is for the international market. Like last year, it was a very poor olive oil year, and so maybe like the price goes up. So if what could there be a way where we make a contract and we purchase the olive oil, but we sell it abroad at a higher price and use the profit to reinvest back into planting more olive trees? And so this is just a very general idea. But another thing that we can be including in the Refi Sicilia website is like buying olive oil directly. And then that part of that treasury goes back to paying the Guardiani. But once again, this is just like a general idea. And maybe it plays into the Confidi like concept, but there's a lot of financial magic we can be playing with. But yeah, I'm just, this is a very general example, but
No, but I think it's good to include that. Like we can just talk about how even though Gordiania it's really simple to apply, it's still something that we make it voluntarily. So just like having a possibility to get a refund, or it's even just like, you know, like a community is thankful to those who feel okay to go and make the Guardiania, and they want to pay back. It's a symbol, you know. It's just like we want to support that. So I think it's a good idea, and I totally think Refi can be helpful on that. And then for the Fenice Verde event, we can switch from contrasting the wildfire to like how once this is technically done, how talking about how we are trying to regenerate the land and be yeah, and be positive, not only defending it.
exactly. Well, I will be in Palermo because there is a wine event the same day, Avinando.
Ma per esempio potremmo proporre alle persone, cioè, che fanno guardiania, cioè potremmo creare dei crediti guardiania, cioè le persone che fanno la guardiania e spendono 2 ore del loro tempo, trasformano queste 2 ore in dei crediti che poi vanno nel pool.
Exactly. So we can be putting, for example, we could take some of the money from the octant round. We can put it into a Guardiani pool, even if it's like $1,000.
Esatto.
Or put in the Butterfly Hill tokens, put in whatever tokens, like, okay, you put your time in there, you get some tokens back, and then eventually you could either use that for cash or Karubi, for example.
Esatto.
Yeah, or
Creare
a consultants
questo
from
scambio.
You can get a Chicho kiss.
Yeah. Actually, it's a good thing. We can try, if we all agree, we can try to put a little bit of this liquidity onto Guardiani, because I think this year will be mad. Because last year we were lucky, the weather wasn't so bad, but so that, which means that this year, if Murphy's laws are right, we will have a little bit of risk. So maybe we will have to be a little bit more present. Last year was cool because we were a lot more people volunteering, so we can try this year to involve even more people, like with that we were
What's your
talking.
Sebastiano? Is there a way where if people like I mean, I think, what is this, the pass keys? But if people come into Refi Sicilia website, they log in, they sign up, and then they're automatically have a wallet that they can use for the commitment pool?
Yeah, I don't know. Yes, maybe with the passkeys. It's not. There's nothing even simple and decentralized at the same time. Let's say. So we can try.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just, I think the goal is to make it easier for people to access, right? Because nobody wants to create a wallet and sign in for a different website. We're using 10 different, technology partners, and it's impossible to try and register for each one. But maybe if we put some cash available, it might help. But I don't know. Some people don't care about the money, but yeah, I think it's worth a try. And I think if we can make it easy for people to access this through the Refi Sicilia website, the easier it will be, obviously. So I think we just need a front end designer.
Yeah, probably final designer can be the first the first thing we can do. But by the way, yeah, let's say that the text issue is always there. It's not just the design. Let's say for the wallet part, but probably with the new update that was live yesterday on Ethereum.
Spectra?
Yeah, there are some features that we can leverage for like any wallet. So let's say even the Migo wallet, for example, it can be smart wallet like. So you don't have to access actually the private key, but you can use the wallet on behalf of someone else. I don't know. There are some things that we can try to do.
Is this account abstraction?
Yeah, but the issue with account abstraction is that you always need a first wallet, right? So usually when you do the account abstraction, the first wallet is like the Migo tickets one, and then you have the smart wallet. And usually in I don't know, the wallet that is this stuff is Zeal, for example. Zeal wallet creates a key for you and retains one on your mobile phone and one on the server, so you can always access the smart wallet. But it's not centralized, but sometimes we can say that it's centralized. With the Pectra one, there's this friction of have multiple wallet to do the smart things is not needed anymore because it's directly inside the protocol. Let's say we can try. We can try. Let's say that.
Well, I think the best, because we're doing a lot of things and each individual has their own passion. So we can create working groups. I think that's a good next step, is creating working groups. Because Matthew, Sarah, working on the fire problem, not just the fire problem, obviously, but not everybody has to be involved in all the technical details. And so organizing within working groups will be great. Yeah, does Chicho have anything to add? Does he want to give any updates
Aspetta che lo
on
chiamo. Vieni.
the NFT music?
Ha bisogno della cisterna dell'acqua.
Exactly.
Don't worry,
Gotta
guys.
put some
I will
liquidity in there.
fly on my own.
No.
You are doing right. I'm very glad of what you are doing, of what about we are doing, and just keep this money for the activities, for example, to buy land or come si dice, come garanzia, come stavate spiegando prima, per essere comunque un insieme di società che possano avere una concretezza, appunto, e quindi chiedere altri fondi. Quindi mi piace l'impostazione che state dando.
Vabbè, Ciccio ha bisogno di una cisterna dell'acqua.
Sì, ci penso io, ragazzi, ci penso io.
But
Non vi
this,
preoccupate.
but
Poi,
Chicho, do you have quanto grande?
almeno 5.000 litri, almeno, come minimo. Perché qui manca l'acqua per una settimana e mezzo di fila. Tante volte ho piantato alberi e cose e mi sono sempre morti. Perché la terra è quella che è, non conoscevo bene le piante da supporto. Questo mese piantiamo le piante da supporto e vediamo come va. Un po' d'acqua ce l'ho, quindi una volta a settimana posso irrigare al momento, perché ho 3.000 litri, niente di che, in totale. Quindi arriva 2 volte a settimana l'acqua. Mi sto gestendo in questo modo un po' punk, però troverò un modo, ecco.
So Sebastiano, okay, so I'm thinking we need an accelerator for all of these syntropic farms.
Ma anche perché
Sebastiano, do you
posso dire una cosa? Secondo me, anche per esempio parlando del problema del fuoco, cioè il messaggio che dovremmo anche fare passare, che è quello di Rifai Sicilia, è quello di prendersi cura dei terreni. Anche per esempio, se hai un terreno che è in uno stato di abbandono, come faccio a recuperarlo? O come posso prendermi cura della terra? Perché poi alla fine è questo, non è soltanto difendere la terra, come diceva Mathieu, ma curarla proprio nel vero senso cioè in un senso molto più concreto. Quindi tutti i progetti di agroforestazione o per esempio come quello di Ciccio che sta cercando di appunto riportare alla vita il suo terreno. Cioè questo è un aspetto che secondo me è connesso alla problematica degli incendi.
We can do the adopt a farm.
Adopt a farm, sì.
No, but yeah, you know, you're right. There is a lot of we cannot save everywhere all at once. That's the problem, right? And so we have to be strategic, and we have to support the little seeds that are growing right now. And this is what I was saying with so two sides, right? One is this accelerator. And in the startup world, an accelerator is you are a young startup company, you have an idea, maybe you have like 1 or 2 people working on the problem, and you need a lot of support. You need business support, legal support, product support, a lot of support, right? And so all of these farms need support. And also too, like on the other side is, okay, people need land. We need to save the land. And so this adopt a farm, or maybe there's like an NFT that represents land, even if we don't own it. We could like tokenize all the land, for example. But Sebastiano, do you like maybe take a minute to explain an accelerator in your own words? In italiano?
Sì. Fondamentalmente un acceleratore è quello che dà alle start-up una mano a parte a livello economico, che quello là può anche non essere, diciamo, obbligatorio, dà una mano fondamentalmente a mettere proprio le basi dell'azienda in modo che possa crescere. Per cui che succede? Un'azienda tecnologica ha bisogno di solito di presentazioni per andare da investitori più grossi, ha bisogno di una mano per creare il business plan del progetto, ha bisogno di advisor che in qualche modo consiglino di andare a parlare con Tizio, con Caio, per cui praticamente la questione è proprio questa qua. L'acceleratore è proprio la prima fase, creata un'azienda, quindi creata una startup, è la prima fase che ti fa andare in uno step successivo, per cui potrebbe essere nel nostro caso un piccolo agricoltore che vuole creare appunto un progetto più grande, ma non ha, diciamo, le informazioni necessarie o comunque sia, non ha tutte le basi necessarie, e quindi noi potremmo aiutarlo creando i progetti, cercando di dargli una mano con il funding, eccetera, eccetera. Questo più o meno è un acceleratore tecnologico.
Chiarissimo.
So yeah, there's, you know, for the farm startup, like, okay, we need, Chicho needs the serbatoio. Great.
Sì.
Maybe somebody else needs like the trattore. Somebody else
Mhm.
needs, like, we all need. So this is part of the plan moving forward. Is, let's say we want to do 10 farms. Each 10 farm needs to have a business plan, needs to have a site plan, needs to have like an operational plan, and we all have to create these together, because we're not do you say reinventing the wheel?
Scoprire
Reinventing
l'acqua
the wheel.
calda.
Come dici?
Scoprire l'acqua calda.
Ah, ok. Yeah.
Ha una voce fantastica, Claudia.
Grazie.
Sembra una
Prego.
presentatrice
Dall'oltretomba proprio.
televisiva o radiofonica anche.
But this would be a cohort number 1, right? Cohort number 1 is the first class of the school, because we want to create the Centropic Agroforestry School.
Mhm.
And also that's tied to the Guardania, because ideally we're doing the tree planting in the winter and the firefighting in the summer. Like, we're one person does 2 jobs. And so maybe we even need to have a cohort for the Guardania, like we did last year with the training with what was the guy's name that we did the training with?
Del Mai, Lorenzo Leone.
CCC. Same thing, right? That we also need an accelerator for firefighting training. So
But
yeah,
guys, I'm sorry, I have to leave. I need to leave.
you have a fire to put out?
But yeah.
Okay.
No, I
Grazie,
need to
Matteo.
finish. No,
Yeah,
grazie a
we
voi, and I'll see the record later.
Okay, great. Yeah, we
Okay.
can probably wrap up pretty soon. Do we want to any last comments?
No, just yeah, I wanna first going prima, scusa in italiano, prima di andare all'evento di Fenice Verde, allora mi organizzo con Sara, così vediamo un po' come rendere organica la cosa insieme tra Guardiani e Rifai, e parlare di entrambe le cose insieme.
Sì, Matteo, pensavo di fare una cosa, e di creare una presentazione condivisa, cioè a cui tutti possiamo lavorare,
Ah,
in modo che possiamo scrivere le nostre idee, come vogliamo impostare la presentazione, ci lavoriamo tutti insieme. Che ne
perfetto.
pensi? Ok,
Favoloso,
perfetto,
favoloso.
perfetto.
Va bene. Dai, grazie mille. Allora, buona serata, buona continuazione.
Ciao.
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 Also, Chicho is working on the album.
Ciccio?
Chicho is working on the album,
Ah, ah,
Sorry guys.
the original hits.
dice, sto lavorando sull'album.
Ah sì, ho 3 brani. Mi sono incartato in un brano, ma è quello finale, perché è l'ultimo che sto scrivendo, e poi i primi 3 brani andranno in produzione.
Ma vieni da me a registrare?
Sì, se tu vuoi sì,
Sì.
oppure ti mando le tracce già registrate. Tu hai molta
Come-
esperienza di acquisizione tracce, però, molta di più di me. Io ho dei buoni strumenti a Trapani, più che altro. Ho una Scarlett a 8 canali,
Ma gli
che serve una
strumenti?
scheda audio.
Vabbè, io ho uno studio intero, però sì,
Ok.
sì,
Ok,
ti posso fare, ti mando magari una foto. Comunque c'ho tanti
ma sono
strumenti.
venuto, mi ricordo.
No, però abbiamo fatto un sacco di robe nuove, per cui
Ah, bene.
sì,
Ok,
abbiamo
ti
messo
dirò
un
poi
computer
che
nuovo.
è tutto, e decidiamo un po' come produrre questo. Io non ti ho scritto perché sono coinvolto nel lavoro, nell'agroforestazione e nella scrittura di sti brani. Però appena sarò più pronto, decidiamo quando. Peraltro io ho un problema adesso, ho un lavoro che ho solo 2 giorni liberi a settimana, che mi dà solo 2 giorni liberi. Quindi si parla di fare questa cosa, di registrare a novembre, se dovessi farlo da te.
Vabbè,
Se dovessi
eventualmente proviamo a fare delle basi e poi ci lavoro da me. Magari.
Io
Ragazzi,
infatti
sentitevi.
Sì, infatti, chiudo dicendoti che proverò a fare le acquisizioni delle tracce da solo, te le mando e tu mi dirai come sono. Così se riusciamo a fare l'indifferita è meglio, perché io ho uno studio, vivo in uno studio di registrazione, quindi sarebbe molto meglio lavorare in questo modo.
Fantastico.
Grazie.
Yeah, the cool thing is we can be leveraging the digital economy to do the regenerative work. So if it's music, digital trees, NFTs, like it's all the same.
Mm. Claudia, tu ci sarai sabato?
Sì, 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 io ci sono. Spero anche con una voce migliore di questa.
Ma che hai combinato?
Niente, sono in Polonia perché dovevo presentare delle cose qua per lavoro e ho preso un po' freddo,
Ah,
quindi mi sono fatta un'intera conferenza con la febbre, non so come ho fatto a parlare, ma ce l'ho fatta.
Mamma mia.
vabbè, tu sei sempre un carro armato.
Ho bisogno di un po' di olio di motore, eh.
Ah.
Caroline, come va, Chateau?
Tutto bene, a parte i cinghiali, se si
Ah.
possono comprare con il progetto dei cacciatori.
Ah, sì, facciamo un bel ragù di cinghiale questo weekend.
Però abbiamo scoperto una cosa pazzesca con Matt, che le nostre linee di agroforestazione sono venuti i cinghiali e hanno evitato le piantine, cioè hanno mangiato attorno alle piantine, le piantine sono perfette. Guarda, fa impressione a vedere. Cioè, tutto il terreno rigirato tranne le piantine che abbiamo messo, gli alberi.
C'è un furbo.
Non lo so, forse c'è un cinghiale ecologico, non so.
In Bosco and Jimbe, when we did the tree planting with Toto Bondi,
Sì?
we around the new tree plantings we put the big log. How do you say log?
I
Like
don't
the
know.
trunk? The tree trunk.
Yeah, I know, because I went there like 2 months after, and where everything was down, and we put it up another time
But did
with
it-
the Mallory.
But did you see? Did the trees? Did the tree trunk protect the new tree planting? Did you see that?
Someone yes, and someone not.
Okay. Well, we made the we had to put up the gabbia for the cinghiale, maybe.
Yeah.
This is another regenerative business, is the cinghiale meat. We
Yeah.
can-
But they are really the best motozappa.
Giusto. Fare le buchi, professionalisti.
Uh-huh.
Well, we just keep planting. We'll keep planting and keep eating.
Yeah. I will try to put some vegetables, and I see if they eat it or less.
Christian, tu ci sarai sabato?
17.
A che
Niente,
ora?
Christian.
Il 17 alla fiera?
Sì,
Ma a che ora inizierà?
di mattina. Alle ore, aspetta, ora controllo. Ho il programma.
È tutto il giorno. Io non lo
Sì.
so ancora.
Because there's the wine event is at the Cantieri Zisa, and it starts at 12.
You can't do everything. You have to be at rifai.
Well, ideally, I drink the wine first and then I go talk.
Alle 10, inizia alle 10.
Okay, maybe I can come before.
Ok.
You hear that?
Ragazzi, chi fa la presentazione?
I'll make the presentation in Chinese.
I can do it also if you need.
Potremmo
Yeah,
anche iniziare.
yeah.
Perché allora il mio dubbio è questo: se ci fossero delle domande più tecniche, cioè io non vorrei avere difficoltà nel rispondere su domande più complicate che magari appunto
Ma
riguardano...
che tecnica? Che tecnica?
Se, se
No,
mi fanno delle domande più tecniche su blockchain, pool, crediti,
yeah,
magari lì risponde Anthony,
yeah.
tradotto in italiano,
Sì, hai visto Trump? Lui è molto tecnici.
Sì.
Okay. So Saturday morning, 10 a.m.
Sì.
Okay.
E vi inserisco tutti nella presentazione che dobbiamo fare, così possiamo lavorarci insieme.
Ok, e non è questo sabato l'altro, giusto?
L'altro, 17.
Mhm.
Va bene.
Va bene, speriamo bene.
È buono, buono. Va bene. Ok, grazie guys.
Grazie a te.
And girls. And girls. Ladies.
Thanks.
Ciao ragazzi.
Ciao ciao, buona serata.
Ciao.
A presto. Ciao.
Ciao, 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 ciao.
Ciao.